When you did Terminator, did you audition just like a young working actor? You didn't know who James Cameron was?
No.
And you went in, and was it an independent movie?
Yes. Well, it was made by Orion.
Yep.
And a company called Hemdale, which was John Daly, and I think his name was David Hemmings. John Daly and Orion made the movie. And is that an independent movie? I don't know.
Well, they didn't really have a studio.
$6.5 million. So, yeah, I mean, I guess it was independent. And it was a small movie. Nobody knew who Jim was.
Roger Corman, he worked there.
He worked at Roger Corman's company, and that's where he met Bill Paxton, who had a small role in it. And I had done another movie with Bill before. We did actually Aliens together, but he had a small part. He was one of the punks in in the Terminator. But you know, what was the question?
The question is, you went in and auditioned.
Yeah, I went in and auditioned for them, and I've told this story many times.
I'm sorry.
Probably on other podcast, another podcast or whatever. But I just got done auditioning for Cat on a Hot Tin Roof for a director named Jose Quintero here in town. Before your time.
A movie version of it?
No, a play.
Oh,
a play that was down at like one of the theaters downtown LA, and. You know, and I got to the part where they were mixing and matching me with different actresses, and I guess they had another guy. They were just trying to figure it out, and so I went from there to audition for Jim and Gail Hurd, who was his girlfriend at the time, and her name's on the script also, and she produced it, and she's had a lot to do with the success of it, and I read for them. I got back. My agent called me up. They said they love you, Michael, but they don't. You know, they said something about your regional accent. They want it to not be. You know, they don't want to cast it Southern. I'm like, I'm not Southern, but I'd come off all morning long, over and over and over and over and over again, and it just kind of stuck with me when I got to the audition. So I went back and auditioned for him again, and that was it. I got the movie. And then, but we didn't know. Nobody knew. And Arnold Schwarzenegger wasn't a big movie star. He had worked a lot, and he was Mr. Universe, and he was, starting to. He had done.
Pumping Iron.
No, well, he'd done Pumping Iron.
He did a movie with Sally Field.
Yeah, well, he'd kind of done a lot more than I thought that he had done. But he did the John Milius movie. I can't think of the name of it.
Barbarian, Conan.
Conan the Barbarian. So he did the first one, okay? So he did the first one. And we were getting ready to shoot. We're close to getting ready to shoot.
In California?
Well, originally they wanted to do it in Canada. But what happened was Dino De Laurentiis picked up the option for Arnold to do Conan the Barbarian 2. So all of a sudden... Arnold was, gone for 3 months or 4 months while he was off shooting that, and we waited. That's when they decided to shoot it in L.A., but it gave me time to get to know Jim very well, and you don't have to be around him very long to realize this motherfucker's something
genius.
Special, really special. I mean, I wasn't using the word genius back then, but he was special and motivated and hardworking and passionate and a brilliant artist. And then also I got to spend time with him and Stan Winston, the multi-Academy Award winning. And Stan, that was his first big movie as far, then he went on to do Aliens with us and then all the Spielberg stuff. And so we waited for 4 months, and during that period of time, I got to hang with Jim and Stan and watch them, what they were doing and how hard they were working in to put the Terminator together and how they were going to shoot it. And that's when I realized when I first got it, I'm like, okay, guy comes back from the future to protect a girl from a monster, from a machine that also comes back to the future. And Arnold Schwarzenegger's playing. I was kind of it was a paycheck. When I originally took it, I got paid pretty well for it. I'm just Not necessarily it was nothing's just a paycheck, because I always throw my heart into everything. But I didn't have any idea until I spent that time with Jim and Stan, and I saw it all coming together with the drawings and this special effects and stuff like that. And so I was very excited when we made it, and but, you know, like I say, you never know about movies. But we're right down here on Santa Monica Boulevard, and this is a story that I've told before. Also, if you want to get a word in edgewise, just let me know. We're right here on Santa Monica, and we just passed a building.
Third cup of
that
coffee.
Jim and Gail, what?
Your third cup of coffee's kicking in.
No, yeah. And we just passed a building that Jim was in. It reminded me of the time that we finished the Terminator. Okay, we're shooting nights. So it's dawn, a Saturday.
You shot Terminator around here?
Downtown L.A. Everything downtown. Oh, dude, it was, yeah. Everything L.A., a little bit in Griffith Park, but mostly downtown.
L.A., take a note.
At night.
One of the greatest movies ever shot here, which we don't do anymore. Okay, so go ahead.
So anyway, he had offices here on Santa Monica Boulevard, and after the movie was finished that morning, I was trashed. I mean, I was trashed. 11 weeks. And
cooked.
You know, cooked. And Jim and Gail had done probably twice as many hours on the movie, or 3 times as many hours on the movie that I did. But I was done. I was laying in bed on Saturday, you know, trying to sleeping or whatever, and I get a call from Gail Hurd, and she said, "Hey, Jim's got a rough cut of Tech Noir, which is the scene in the." Where in the nightclub where the Terminator attacks Linda, and then I blow him up and he shoots out the window. He wants you to come over and he's offering for you to come over and take a look at it. I'm laying in bed. I'm like, oh, fuck.
The next day, literally
Sunday, the next day.
Okay.
The next day. So I'm like, oh, fuck. Oh yeah, tell him I'll be right over. You know, I pull myself out of fucking bed and whatever. It was Sunday. It was not Saturday. It was Sunday. Okay. But I was trashed, and I would have thought that he would have been, and Gail would have been too. But they were there, and I showed up right down the street from here, right from where we are right now, and because I passed it on the way in the building, and you know, I went up. There's Gail in the office, and she's like, "Hi, Michael. Yeah, Jim's in his office." So I go in to see Jim, and Jim is like this, like he's writing, but he was like intensely like writing something like you know, I could tell. And I walked up about as close as you are to me right now, which is about 4 feet. And I'm standing there, and he's like this, and oh, hey, Michael, hey, I'm glad you came over. You know, like I want to show you the rough cut, and but let me ask you something. Jeez, I would have thought you would have been dead. I would have thought you would have taken you would have needed a month off to recover from what are you working? Like what could possibly be so important to you right now that you are like so intensely involved in something you didn't even notice I was in the room? He said, "Oh, I'm doing a treatment for an Aliens reboot, remake of Aliens," and so. That's what he was doing. That's Jim Cameron, and Jim Cameron never stops. And
oh my God!
Yeah, that's on Sunday.
Oh my
on
gosh!
Sunday. Yep.